So the Gemara and Daf Tezvava mit Beis.
No, bring a big Gemara.
Koinim shani misham sheikh. Oim Elisha koinim shani misham sheikh. Oim kibel yachol dvaroi. Frag the Gemara v'kom shabedla min ha-Torah, which means the way the Ran is mazbe v'bald yitzeh mishabedla min ha-Torah, so he's not a bailim to go ahead and make a koinim on it. The whole shaklavitaria in the Ran, let it be koinomis matkiyin midei shibut, and he says amur rabbanon l'shibut d'dei isha. The Kitzah, that was the Gemara's kasha, and the Ikat Heretz of the Gemara is that no, he's not making a koinam that he is providing tashmish to her should be the koinam on her, that he can't do. But what he's doing is that his ability to have an anoas tashmish from her, that he's making a koinam. That what? Koinam hanoas tashmisheich olai. And that doesn't have a shibud. Why the Gemara has to leg that su? He's not interfering with his koinam with a shibud that she has. Fakert. He's interfering with the koinam at most in a shibud that he has. And maybe that's not an issue. Take the Ran, the Rashba. That how could you make over here a koinim of anoas tashmishe cholai? So is he answering her the hano koinim tashmishe cholai, anoas tashmishe cholai? The mitzvah of sheira ksusiva inosolo yigra, that every tashmish shamita that a person has with his wife is under the mitzvah of Oinasol Yigra. It's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to provide her with Oina. Imemela was haste that the Shasmaisa that he's doing Oina, he's also Bahana. Oina is a mitzvah. Mitzvahs alav lehenes nit. That's the Ran's kasha. Chiyoma anoas tashich hamay mitzvah, but mitzvah alav lehenes nit. Ran doesn't speak out the makar of mitzvahs lav lahenes nitnu. Which Gemara he's asking from? Rather on the next Amid, on Tazayin Amid base, the Gemara brings in the mitzvahs lahenes nitnu, which is not 100% a hechrich that it's referring to the klal of mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu. Pashtus, the Ran is asking based on a Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, a sugi in Rosh Hashanah, the shofar shel shlomim, lo yitka, shofar shel avazor lo yitka, v'imtoka. First, the Gemara wanted to say lo yotza. The Gemara's maskana is echad zeh v'echad zeh. Imtoka yotza mitzvahs lav nehenes nitnu. It's not called yenena be'aveira, because what are you doing? You're blowing shofar. Shofar is a mitzvah, so a mitzvahs lav nehenes nitnu. What kind of kasha is it? It's going to answer that this is an anoas aguf bahadi mitzvah, and maybe there we wasn't the klal of mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu doesn't apply. But what was the kasha? You're asking from a place where all it was a mitzvah tkiyah shofar. Mitzvah tkiyah shofar. The Gemara thought using a shofar shel Yisur Hana is considered being nene, even though all you're doing with the shofar is the mitzvah of Yom Teruah Yelachem. That's considered you being nene from the shofar. And the Gemara's maskana is that Anoas mitzvah is not called being nene from the shofar. On what basis do you ask a kasha and give a teretz? From wann kommt the kasha? I was to sagen that the Ran holds in his kasha that shofar also is an anoas aguf bahadi mitzvah was haste as the Torah calls shofar. Was Baranam is showing him was organized bis jedo an anoas shiur in jedem kol shofar. So da is showing him for Rosh was organized. Toises beferish and Rosh Hashanah says not like that. That was the Ran's Havamina, that he learned that shofar, besides the Gufa Mitzvah, there's a pleasant sign or an enjoyable sign. But it's not richtig because the Ran doesn't say that. He's not saying, I thought in my kasha shofar has an anah, kamashmal on shofar doesn't have an anah, but over here there is an anah. It's mashman that he asked from the regular klal of mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu, and he held to it over pashut in his kasha. That mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu doesn't matter which anah, if the anah is the anah asa mitzvah, or an anah acheres bahadi mitzvah. And his answer is no. The mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu interferes with a anah asa mitzvah, but it doesn't interfere with an anah acheres bahadi mitzvah. What was the Havamim? Mitzvahs lav lahenes nitnu. What was the Havamim? And the Rashba Kiyadua remains by that svar that from shofar Tashmish Amit is the same way, and he has to give a whole different teretz with shibut, with maisis, a different yisoid. He doesn't give the Ran's teretz. Ran's teretz he doesn't say. It is achazazeh. What's taka the yisoid of mitzvahs lav lahenes nitnu? Kipshuta, that they're doing a mitzvah, whether it's Nefilus Lulav or it's Kiyah Shofar, Shmiyas Kol Shofar, or any of the mitzvahs HaTorah, from a Dover Shal Yisur Ano. Well, what does it mean? Yisur Ano. You have two psukim from where we learn out Yisur Ano, beginning of Kol Shol. Either we learn it out from Cheskiah, learns it out from Leah Yochel. Rabavo, he learns it out from Lo Yochel, Echad Yisra, Chilu Echad Yisra. No, but was meint das? Tonisht Essen Azach, that's Yisra Achila. Mit Tonisht Nitzen Azach, Va'ois Nitzen, das Yisra No. But was meint Yisra No? Ba Nitzen sich mit Azach, Atashmish, was ich will. So now, mitzvah is an ishtamshus. What does that mean? I want to do a mitzvah with this. I want to do a mitzvah with this because I want to do mitzvahs and I want to have the mitzvah. And if we're showing him speak, what about schar? What exactly is the oimek adav? Is the oimek adav that the Torah was megala somewhere? It's been megala, the Chazal were megala to us. That das heißt nicht the nitzen that the Torah refers to in Yisur Ano. Or it's more than that. So what steht in Rashi? In the Chav Ches, in the Sugyos of Shofar. Rashi says, Mitzvah lav lahenes ניתנו li Yisrael. They weren't given to Klal Yisrael. They should have Ano. Liyos kiyumam lohem ano. The Eibishter didn't give us out hayag mitzvahs that it wasn't given to us that the kiyum should be for us an ano. It is an ano, but it wasn't given for an ano. If you read the Rashi carefully, Liyos kiyumam lohem ano wasn't given to us. 613 enjoyments, the lulav enjoyment. The matzah enjoyment, the esrog enjoyment, the name, it was given oil al tzavara. So oil mitzvahs. All that tzavareim nit. Places, I mean, he doesn't have here the new, the Rashi in Rashi in Eruvin has a different moisav dikaloshin. But this is what it is, that the oil, it was given as an oil. Memela what? So that somehow, Ibalta was given to us as an oil, so that somehow takes away that I'm a nene when I'm doing this oil, or it makes I don't care that you're a nene when you're doing this oil. But Vibaldo was ניתנו oil, kann man nicht mischashiv sein mit dem, wo du hast anno, wenn du tust die Sache, was ist getan für ein Oil von Avdus. It's two different shotten. One is that it was given as an oil. For lack of a better Zustell, so if you're enjoying it, if you're doing it as an enjoyment, it's a shalek chanoaza. It was given as an oil. It wasn't given as a geschmack. That's not what it was given. Memele, it's mafkia. Or no? Or no? The fact that you're doing it as an oil of Avdus, as a Maisa Avdus, I think it's Mashma and Tosfos in Rashi in Erevin. It says that Maisa Avdus, Memele, whatever Ano you're having is Nigrar, Bosad this Maisa Avdus. And when Ano, from Isuri Ano, comes to you only begreira to something else, that's not the way the Torah asad Yisuri Ano. The Torah asad Yisuri Ano banitzen zach mit the Yisuri Ano. But if the banitzung is avdus and the personal banitzen zach, but du bist zufrieden mit dem, is nigrar bossa yene maisa avdus, that's mitzvah's lav lahelisnik. So when I'm blowing shofar and I'm doing a mitzvah, how do we feel b'shas tkiya shofar when the tkiyas get verhakt, and suddenly it starts going good? So yontif, taka yontif shel Rosh Hashanah. But everybody starts smiling. Calls man, the tkiyas is gelungen nicht, everybody's nervous. The tkiyas is gelungen, es wird zufrieden und freilachen Geschmack. And the last tkiyas is mamish ayom tam tzenu, everybody's. But that's all begreira from the iked mitzvah from Rachmana Omatiku. The iked is the avdos. The iked is that it's a maisa avdos, an oil al savareinu, and this is nigra. There's a ganze sugim psochim, as you know. Ano aboloi lo odom bal korchoi. Abaye, Rove, Reb Shimon, Reb Yehuda. We paskin. That's like Reb Shimon, that the Dobashein Miskaven Mutter, Memele Anano, Aboloi Lo Odom, the Eine Miskaven is Mutter, and Machlokes Rishonim, Tosfos and the Babus the Ran and Gid Anoshe, that with even B'Mokum Psikreisha, weil das heißt ich genommen Ano, als Reb Shimon und andere verteidigen, weil Ano meint, und Kichas Ano, Ishtamshus Ano, is Abe, the Ano kommt zu mir agav. Ich tu do etwas anderes. Ich gehe in Gas. I'm going by a base of the Zorah. And the Ano is coming begreira to that thing. It's coming memela to that thing. So Allah is bevoyel to Reb Shimon, and Reb Yehuda holds any miskaven kemiskaven. So it's not a memela. But sometimes behefts it's a memela. Steht in unserer Sugya that mitzvahs, the balde were given la'oil al savareinu, so the benefit and the geschmack and the side benefits of a mitzvah are bechefze nigrar to the ikar kiyum mitzvah, that the ikar kiyum mitzvah is la'oil al savareinu, it's an avdus. And the gewaldige is, das ist schon begreire, das ist nicht Yisur. It could be that even the kiyas mitzvah is not a hano. The kiyum mitzvah is not a hano, also not because it doesn't have a siba to be an hano. Avada has a siba to be an hano. Doing a mitzvah successfully is a tremendous joyful thing. But it's begreira to what the ikka thing is. The ikka thing is nitna la'oil, nitna la'avdus. In Meile das Meile. It's a different verstand now in the Ran's Kash. So the Ran says, if Tki is shofar, which has a tremendous ano value to a person, is not called a nene, because lav lehenois ניתנו אלא לאוהל על צוואריהם, because it's avdus. So let's say you do tashmish amita, and in addition to the mitzvah of einoso lo yigra, which is a tzivui HaTorah, you're having an anos tashmish echolai. You're having it. Or but so if it's part of a ma'aseh of a ma'aseh that's lo oil al savareinu of einoso lo yigra. So there einoso lo yigra should interfere that even the anos tashmishech should also be considered a kain begreira. And divided kain begreira says you should kill no mamish like by ika shofar. When I say how the raj, as I trust them. Entweder the Ran, nee. The mitzvah allein that given l'oil al tzavareinu automatically makes all the anos from the gufa mitzvah greiris. But the ma'aseh of tashmish amita, because the ma'aseh happens to be a mitzvah, other aspects of the ma'aseh, which is ano, those aspects of the ma'aseh are nigrar, are not nigrar, and the male is considered that together with your mitzvah you did anos tashmish chalai. The Rashba holds we don't split the mitzvah from the ma'aseh. If in the mitzvah the chelkei ahano are nigrorim, so in the ma'aseh of the mitzvah, the chelkei of anoah and igrorim. The Ran holds no. The mitzvah allein, the chelkei of the chelkei of anoah and igrorim of the mitzvah. But in the chelek ha'ma'aseh, none of the gufa mitzvah, we don't see that as a nigrar, and that's the Ran's teretz. Hakasha mit a teretz, mit a Rashba was halt nicht von der teretz. The Ran bringt a Raya from a Fursha Gemara in Rosh Hashanah that a mensch is neither ano min a mayon, ken a toivel sein a tvila shal mitzvah be yemois ha-gshomim when it's nishken ano. Aber Yemois HaChamo, when the Tefillah b'mayon and the Hazoya Mechatos there's an Anos HaGuf in it, steht that it's also. Steht doch. That in a Maise Tefillah, aber wie bald the Guf HaTefillah hat zu sich a Anos HaGuf, was as maker, as ich maker in the Wasser von der Maya, is it also like in Rashba, as the din for mitzvah lav lahenes ניתנו interferes over here with the yishtam, with the tashmish of anos tashmishach. Why doesn't it interfere by mayon with the anos that he's making himself? He makes himself cool and refreshed in the gufa maya. It's running the Shah Melech with the Ma'aser Choshif, this that it's with the Achakach. But there's a kipshutai, a few words in the Nemuki Yosef here in the Sugya that give you an understanding that's very much in keeping with what we said. Yosef, oh wait a minute. Oh here, Shkoya. Hope the letters are big enough.
Should I turn on the air conditioner?
Yeah. ואז habe קילומטר בגופי יתש בגופך ואיבר לסית המכשל של מסע מטולני מן היהודים תמני איך ידם יחויבס מצווה תפילה במיון ובמצווה סחמה I just saw it before in a different. It's very interesting. It's 3 words in the Mukhi Yosef. Kaim le mitzvah lav lahenes ניתנו v'amay lo tishamish tashmish oino dihi mitzvah kedamrinon amudu anom shoifa mutul et koya lo tkiya shel mitzvah yesh lo imar shayni hocha kaim le mitzvah b'acheres as the Raj was teretz aval imam kol anoshim olai lo ima dechiyechi yesh mitzvah tashmish b'loy ano acheres levad ha-mitzvah hu adim b'shoifa v'zeh rochak But Tanya Amudu Anom Mayon also little boy Tvilosh Mitzvah Vishiyev Shebaloy Ano Acheres Motzi Limeimar. These are the words I wanted you to see. She'ein mitzvah tvila b'mayon u'b'moy sachama k'mitzvah shofar v'tashmish shel mitzvah. A mayon b'moy sachama, the mitzvah tvila in a mayon b'moy sachama is nicht a Zustel to shofar and to anoas tashmishi of our Gemara. He takes the 3 things, it's nicht dieselbe. You have to figure out why. But he says enough words. He could have said, ein mitzvahs tvila, k'moy mitzvah shofar, and mitzvahs tashmish. That's not what he says. Ein mitzvahs tvila, b'mayon u'b'moy sachama. Mitzvah tefillah has a shaykhus to mayan and moisachama. Most tefillahs don't need a mayan. He's saying he's a pashtus. He's going a tefillah that doesn't need a mayan. He's going with manazeh that we don't have a chilik between a mayan and not a mayan. So what he's saying is a more the Kazakh. He's saying yes, the Rajba is a step further than the Ran. He is. The Ran learns that the oil al tzavarenu, the avdus of mitzvah, is a mafkiya, the hanoas a mitzvah, but it's not a mafkiya, the maisa mitzvah. Comes again the Rajba and says that if you do tashmish shamita and it hasn't zich, that maisa tashmish that you did, a regular tashmish with your isha, that tashmish hasn't zich 2 things, the mitzvah's oina, and it has an anoa saguf. So it's also a mamela. But he says by tvila, if we would have had a regular tvila, just a plain tvila, reine tvila, Vot mit sich gehat an anoas aguf. Tvila comes with an anoas aguf. Water on a person is anoas aguf. Winter, summer, then I hear you. It's exactly like Tashmish Shamita. Aber tvila min amayon b'moy sachama meint, sie nicht stam a tvila, mit es getan in a heißen Tag, mit gar kalte Wasser. Das ist doch nicht mitzvah, that extra component, a heiße Tag and gar kalte Wasser. Cold water in a hot day is not a component of the mitzvah. It's an attachment to the mitzvah. You want that should also be mafkiya. Zog the Mukhi Yosef, the Rajba that far doesn't mafkiya. So stream adreyis. The Ran holds Oilal Savarenu is a mafkiya mitzvah from being an anor. Aber it's not mafkiya the Maisa mitzvah from being an Anah. The Rashba learns Oil al Tzavarenu is mafkiya Maisa mitzvah from being an Anah. But only the Etzem Maisa mitzvah. The Shoyalim and the Rashba held that Anah min Amaya, the Rishonim that he asked under. But the Rashba himself says no. Tashmish, shofar, even if there's a Anah Shiur in shofar, but that's identical. It's ein zach. It's the shofar. But the Tvila b'moisachama is an expansion from Stam Tvila. It's Tvila b'mayon b'moisachama. Tvila b'mayon b'moisachama kenish mafkiya sein, that component from being an Anah. Das geht nicht aber so weit to make it a grave. Das ist sehr verstehen wir. Der Rashba mit den Mukiyos ist Pshat in the Rashba. Es fragen a sehr interessante Schmues. Der Ran später, think on Lamed Hey, the Ran says that mitzvah Lavla Hennes ניתנו affects Talmud Torah. If you're Mudar Anah, you can't take out from that Mudar Anah the Anah of Talmud Torah. Because it's mitzvah Lavla Hennes ניתנו. So steht in Ran, I think it's in the Lamed Hey.
Put it there, yes. That stuff alles conditional to make.
They steht in Ran, I kann es jetzt nicht gefunden, I didn't, it's also, I can't have it klar. Aber they steht in Ran. Umalamdoi Medrish, Sha Mishnah. Umalamdoi Medrish, Halachas ve'agodas, a mensch that I'm Mudar Anah from him, could teach me Medrish, Halachas ve'agodas, because mitzvah Lavla Hennes ניתנו. Aber v'loi ma'meinu mikra, because mikra is Psikas time, im steht in der Gemara. Kitze, ein Rosh Hashanah, Kivege is in Gilyan Ashas, is Mitzayin on this Ran, ein Rosh Hashanah, Daf Chav Chesam, mit Aleph, und Veturei Even Shom, Divrei HaMaschol, B'Shoifa. Was hat das für eine Kitze? That's already what it means. That Rabbi Kivege, Gilyan Ashas, is Shaila on this Divrei HaMaschol. The bewusste Sach, that Rabbeinu Avram in Ahor later in even Ches or something later, he says that Torah, about Torah was ניתנו lehenois boy. That's the way a Yid is supposed to learn Torah. The Avnei Nezer in the Agudah the Eglei Tal is Meirich in it. That Torah was given to be learned derech Anah. Also is Torah gegeben gewesen, and das he's gelernt. Am Esukim mit Vash v'Neufes Zufim. Und Teuveli Teure Spicha Malfes over Chesef. Das ist ein ganz anderer Zugang, was Teure ist. Teure da bringen Sidr, Kudi Hashem Yishar Mesamchei Leib. Is nicht tot Mitzvah Lavla Hennes ניתנו bei dem Minion von Limud Teure. Dort nicht tot der Hette für Mitzvah Lavla Hennes. Normal lernt man that the Ran, who holds the Riz, is mechulik on the Yesoid of the Rabbi Avram in Ahor. You know, Kilu is mixing Divrei HaGod and Divrei HaLocha. Avade in the Oimek Advorim, Limud HaTorah, is Avade mitzvah, and it's an oil, and that's what it is. Nor there is such a thing as being a nenech, but it's lehenis, it's loy lehenois nitnu. In the mele soif kol soif, but he thinks sich on the Yesoid in Torah somehow. He thinks sich on the Yesoid in Torah of the Rabbi Avram and Nahor. And as he's been eingeweiht from Kind weiß auf, that the Rabbi Beim that taught us the Rabbi Avram and Nahor taught us the Ran as a chaylik on the Rabbi Avram and Nahor, and it sounded like he was a chaylik in this Iker Zugang. Punkt this summer, it's mir ausgekommen to see the Shiurim on these inyanim from Rabbi Shaviyeli Shlita. And I found over there a small ket. I have a safe that this one of his Talmidim gave out his shiurim, and I just found a small ket on the machloik is the Ran and the Rabbi Avram and Nahor. And he says, Lule de Mistafina, he would say that no. The Rabbi Avram and Nahor, you saw it, the Ran knows. But the Ran says it is learning a zweite Zach. The Ran is learning the Yesoid of Mitzvah Lav Lahenes ניתנו has nothing to do with the level of Ano that's coming in through a mitzvah. Every mitzvah, in addition to the Ano of the mitzvah and to whatever the mitzvah gives us, the mitzvah also we have to remember first and foremost, it's an oil. Toiv lagevek is oil menorah. The biggest oil of all oils is oil Torah. Oil of Torah. A mensch darf mal oil Torah. A mensch darf sich unternehmen Torah kishor lo oil v'lechamor lo masa. I mean, he doesn't elaborate, but this is the emes. So maybe the Avram and Nahor and the Ran are only mechulik in the lumdis of what's mitzvah lav lahenes nit. The Avram and Nahor learns that mitzvah lav lahenes nit means that the heftze of mitzvah is nicht anor. The fact that the Torah gave it oil means that that's not anor. Das ist nicht. If it's nicht anor, aber the Torah kann man nicht sagen, es ist nicht anor, weil der Agudah in Egleital, weil wir wollen auch wissen, nein, Torah ist schon einmal an anor. Kol chafetzech lo ish, ist staz anor wie der anor von Torah. Staz a Geschmack wie der Geschmack von Torah. Wir emes mechichem allein. The Welt meint that you give up your Saturday nights. It should lang vergessen the word Saturday night. Es ist in Asabes Medrisch und in der Viehfakt wenn die Kasche und bei Tag entert man jene Kasche und so alles, wo halt man und was entert man? Well, what's left for Saturday night? Was ist schon geblieben? Was ist dort und da? Was verkaufen sie? Sie ist ein Stocken an der Anor der Welt. Aber der Ran ist nicht heulig auf der. But that's if we have to measure Torah like Lulav. Lulav heißt nicht Ano, sagt der Rabbi Avram Nahor, es ist nicht da eine Möglichkeit zu sagen, Torah heißt nicht Ano, Torah ist Jan. Der Ran hat doch keinmal nicht gedungen, dass Torah ist, als Lulav ist Ano. Der Ran hat sich keinmal nicht gedungen, dass every mitzvah ist Ano. Der Ran holds every mitzvah is Ano. No, but then, but over that hovers a bigger thing called La'oil al Tzavarim ניתנו. It's Avdus. And the Avdus makes that all the joys that come with mitzvahs are Nigrorim and Mamela heißt es in Shlukichas Ano. Nun, für was ist schlecht zu sagen, dasselbe Sache in Torah? Torah ist 10,000 the greatest Ano was in der Welt. Aber Soif kol Soif und der Eber, when I'm born, der Eber sagt, warnt mir. Sagt er, kovate item la Teure. Der Hals beim Lernen Teure. Du nimmst dich unter Oil Teure. Ein Mensch wird bei Mitzvah Oil Teure. And what's in the end of it all? Kovate item la Teure. So over all the joys and all the things, there's a bigger thing called la'avdus, la'oil. Zog the Ran, I could be masking 100 times with the Rabbeinu Avram and Nahor. But me and the Tezvava mit Beis, the way I'm stelling avek the oimik of mitzvah lav lahenes, the Torah shouldn't be better. So b'chgesem b'Rabbi Shaviyeli. Very bekitzer in a few lines. But ich habe es bei ihm gesehen, es hat mir gewinnt richtig in Kopf. After learning this Ran, that was mamish kemayim karam al nefesh hayefer. Was sagt der Rav?
Das war gewinnt Leute in der Muki Yesef. Leute in der Muki Yesef.
Kann sein, dass
Kann sein bei Teure, wendt sich welche Teure. Aber ein Mensch hat da, ist andere, wer sagt der Meier? Just like Mayim b'mois hachama.
No, aber das ist alles der Rashba, der Ran halt von der ganzen Meise.
Ja, der Rashba.
Kann sein, aber ich weiß nicht, was der Rashba wird tun mit dem Rabben Avram in Ahor. Ich rede jetzt der Ran.
Ja, der Ran, ja.
The Ran is doch the Baal Plukte with Ravam in Ahor, because the Ran says beferish mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu an melamdei medrish. So on the Ran we have a word, we have an eitzah to say.
That's part.
Huh?
That the Ran is masking.
Yes, it does. As alles is richtig. It's only the way they understand mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu.
That means since it's Hana. So since
Waiting already, 45 minutes. The old timers.
So since it's Hana, you're not allowed to have Hana from Torah.
You're allowed.
What if, according to Rabbi Nahar, since it's a since
No, Rabbi Nahar holds that because Rabbi Nahar didn't learn like the Ran that the Abdus and the Lo'el al Savoroi is a mafkia, that even though mitzvah is an anor, but it's not called you're taking anor because it's nigra to the bigger thing. If that's true, he would have been agreeable. But he learns no. He learns sinisht. That's what mitzvah lav lahenes nitnu means. That a mitzvah is not an anor. A mitzvah is an oil. Oy bazai, Torah kemen das nicht so. Av Torah kemen das nicht so because Torah is an anor. That's what Torah is. Torah is an anor. Nachher besorgen auf der Parshach gedenkt nicht.
Ja.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's part of the deal. Ich will sagen, was ich gesagt. There's so many things in the Parsha. Wir haben mit einer Geschmack ein Stück lernen, will ich etwas zulegen. In Aviezvi steht, a ganze in Hilchas Yesodei HaTorah. He brings the whole. I'm sure the Rav spoke it out. The whole Yesod of the Shulei Diskin. To be mas, but what's the gather of the chilik between Nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom, which is Nevuah b'Aspaklaria Meira, and Shah Neviim, which is Aspaklaria She'eina Meira. And he says Aspaklaria She'eina Meira, which all the Nevi'im, including the Avos HaKadoshim, is as an Atzilus Nevuah that happens by Elyonim, which the Navi somehow brings down with his koiches, Adam, and deciphers it by himself in the Tachtoinim. That's basically what Rabbi Shulei Diskin proves from this whole Gemara of Sefer Bilam and Umas Olam Kam, Adova Shetadaber B'fich Yosem Hashem Lekei Kai B'fi Oisoi Adaber. Zokte, the Nesoyin of Avram Avinu was that there are so many kashas on the Akedah, Esmoi Lomarta, and this and that. Vibalt Nevuah, the Aspaklaria Sheina Meira, is all totally in the zichuch of the Navi. There were so many built-in steers to the Kachna that there was a makim to be heard different. And Memela, Ata Yadati, Ki Elarei Elokim Ata V'Lechasachta Es Bincha. The Iken Nesoyin of the Akedah was the zichuch of Avram Avinu in how the Nevuah was niskabel etzloi from the Elyonim all the way down here to this world. Kachna as Bincha as Yechidcha as Sha'afta as Yitzchak V'Aleyu Li'oylo Lachad Orim Hashem. That's what it says in the Avi Ezri Pachas Yes. If Chaim Elozhin is sagt doch, that does steht in Pirkei Avos. Aso in Nisyonis Nisnasa Avram Avinu. What's the Avinu? That every one of the 10 Nisyonis, Avram Avinu was moirish to us. What was by him, Mesalech Betumah Tzadik, the highest madregus of Mesiras Nefesh, by Klal Yisrael, it became a Yerusha. Akedah, also. But we know the other part of Akedah. How many Yidden were Makayim or Yehudi or Yitzalav? How many Rahman al-Lisan, Sheikh, Noshim Achmoniyas, Bishlu Yaldeim, all the things we say in the Kinnis, all the Kinnis of Ashfira, and all these Medinas Magenzer, Achman al-Litzlan, with Yiddische Eltern und Ditze Yiddische Kinder, Rabim is on the Zdafer, Achman al-Litzlan, kommen zu Shman. But this knetch of the Avi Ezri, where do we have that? Shenishtaka Nevuah and Klal Yisrael, 1000 Yar. from the beginning of Bayesheni is the end of Nevuah. So where do we have a Yerusha from Avram Avinu's Nesoyin in Aspaklaya Sheinamir? We don't have an Aspaklaya. We don't have anything. Vudas uns Negeya. Will ich sagen, Efshe. The Gemara in Baba Basra. Chochamod of Menovi, Venovi Levav Chochma. Afal Pisha Nitla, Nevuah Min HaNeviim, Min HaChachomim Lo Nitlu. Ki Hashem Yit, every person sits and learns Torah. Wie mir steht, Yogata Umatzos. Ich sag nicht allein. I don't figure out alone. If I learn the way you're supposed to learn, the Eibishter inspires me with a pshat. If you do it properly, then Mamish, the Eibishter puts it in your mouth. Also es verstehen die Teusvis, es verstehen die Sugyos, es verstehen die Rajvos, es bechaven seine Lo'emes. Is when a Mensch sitzt to learn Torah. When a Mensch is sitting and learning a Sugya, there's a certain level of purity and zichuch and reinkite that the Benovi Levav Chochma has to have. And that we got Yerusha from Avraham Avinu. The ability to learn rain, to learn clean, not to learn with negiyas. Not because I haven't said a good word in 3 days, I got to come up with something today. I got to say a word today. And you lernen nicht das sehen. Das ist nicht der Derech von Torah. The Derech von Torah is wissen, what the Eibishter will in the Torah Agudah. And that we got by Yerusha from Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu is Nesoyin Akedah. According to the Avi Ezri, stellt sich aus bei uns when we're sitting and learning with our Chavrusa. Was sagt der Rav? Wir können sagen als ein Wort.
Nicht Klarkeit.
Ha?
Die Nesoyin, die nicht Klarkeit.
Ja, aber die Nicht-Klarkeit, was kommt von ich muss sagen. Ich muss nicht sagen. Also ich weiß nicht. Eine Idee. Zorchien. Zorchli Rav besug Jesu.
Also Rav says eine Idee.
Eine Idee.
Zorchien Gott, sagt der Wiki Wege. A gute Woche. How are you?